Hello, welcome to the Daily English News program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the day. I'm Gülər Qocaman. President İlham Əliyev attended a groundbreaking ceremony of Alert Free Economic Zone. President İlham Əliyev then was interviewed by Azərbaycan Television. Chairman of the Board of Directors of Alert Free Economic Zone Authority, Vali Heleskerov, informed the head of state of the work done here. Under the leadership of President İlham Əliyev, the significant projects have been implemented in Azerbaijan to foster the development of the non-oil sector, diversification of different sectors of economy, increase of our country's export potential to attract foreign investment, further improving the business and investment climate. Despite the major economic and financial difficulties in the world caused by the pandemic, these processes are successfully implemented in Azerbaijan. The establishment of Alert Free Economic Zone is another manifestation of this. The implementation of this project will attract both large economic dividends and will further strengthen the position of our country in the region, will enhance the strategic components of the Republic, which plays an important role in the east-west and north-south transport corridors. The establishment of the economic zone will raise the state revenues and funds will attract new investments. The main purpose of creating the zone is to achieve high value-added and export-oriented production in line with best management practices. The main goals are also to attract investors providing services using innovative technologies to ensure cooperation of these companies with Azerbaijani companies and thereby contribute to the dynamic and sustainable development of the Azerbaijani economy, as well as to create tens of thousands of new jobs. The design of 60 hectares of the total area of the Alert Free Economic Zone has already been completed and construction has begun, and the necessary steps have been taken to carry out all the infrastructure work. President İlham Əliyev then was interviewed by Azərbaycan Television. Speaking about the idea of establishing the Alert Free Economic Zone, the head of state said this idea is based on our policy. In particular, the work done to develop the non-oil sector in recent years has given an impetus to the establishment of this zone with an area of 850 hectares. President İlham Əliyev expressed confidence that the creation of this zone will serve to the development of the non-oil sector, emphasizing that the infrastructure to be created at the Alert Free Economic Zone will be attracted to investors. President İlham Əliyev said, "New technologies will come to our country, new jobs will be created, the salaries of Azerbaijani citizens will be high, competitive products will be manufactured here, and our non-oil sector's export opportunities will expand." If we look at the structure of our gross domestic product, we can see that oil sector is no longer dominant. However, oil and gas products account for the vast majority of our exports, said the head of state. Speaking about the work done to establish the Alert Free Economic Zone, President İlham Əliyev said one of the key factors was the implementation of reforms and the attraction of foreign investors, especially to the industrial sector. It is clear that Azerbaijan is one of the landlocked countries and that the creation of free economic zones in such countries is much more difficult. Emphasizing that practical work had already begun in 2018, the pandemic has interfered in our work and has somewhat postponed our plans. President İlham Əliyev spoke about the reasons for choosing the Alert village to create this zone. First of all, there are large land plots, the vast majority of which are unsuitable for agriculture. On the other hand, the Alert settlement is located not far from Baku and all initial conditions for infrastructure projects are already in place. The international seaport is located nearby, which is also one of the important factors for the operation of the economic zone. The head of state noted that the creation of this zone and the dynamics of the development of the region will have a great positive impact on our overall development. President İlham Əliyev said that the investment climate in Azerbaijan is excellent, modern infrastructure has been created, our country ranks high in terms of economic indicators in reports of leading international economic organizations. There are national intellectual human potential, stability and security in matters of intercultural dialogue and religious tolerance. Our country is cited as an example on a world scale. There is social and political stability and unity between the people and government. Our word is never diverged from our deeds. The settlement of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict has already created a new situation. The head of state expressed confidence that all these factors and phase in our future will attract foreign investors to this zone. President İlham said that 60 hectares of the zone have already been designed, detailed planning has been carried out, said that construction work will begin today. Work will be done related to infrastructure projects, business center, customs checkpoint and other areas, stressed that starting from July next year, the zone will be ready to accept investors. Until that time, the leadership of the Free Economic Zone will hold various events both in the country and abroad. We need to make presentations, establish direct contacts with potential investors. At the same time, representatives of the Free Economic Zone will be sent to various countries and potential investors from abroad will be invited. The head of state said and instructed all embassies in foreign countries to inform potential investors about the creation of these zones through their contacts, instructed heads of intergovernmental commissions so that representatives of the Free Economic Zone must be present during the conduct of the commissions.
A regular meeting of the Working Group on Environmental Issues of the Interdepartmental Center functioning under the coordination headquarters of Azerbaijan was held on June 30th. During the meeting, the issue of organizing a trip to the Kəlbəcər and Laçın districts of businessmen in July to open food, pharmaceutical stores, ATMs, etc. to meet the primary needs of people working and serving in the liberated territories, the importance of preparing a program and a route as well as ensuring security issues were discussed. A representative of the ministry made a report on the work carried out by the Ministry of Economy in order to implement the measures provided for by a strategic action plan approved by the coordination headquarters. According to the report, this day in Cəbrayıl, Füzuli, Qubadlı, Zəngilan, Ağdam, Xocavənd, Tərtər, Xocalı and Kəlbəcər districts, as well as in Şuşa city, work has been completed on field inventory of 13,307 real estate objects. Also, the initial inventory of 1,525 kilometers of roads, 292 kilometers of power transmission lines, 45 kilometers of gas supply lines, 19 kilometers water supply lines, 249 kilometers of irrigation network has been completed. On the basis of order maps, a land area of 533,000 hectares has been vectorized and entered in the electronic information base, the report reads. Also, in 177 settlements of 10 districts, work on the primary inventory of real estate has been completed in 2 settlements. The work will continue. It has been revealed that 409 settlements have been totally ruined. Moreover, cooperation has started with local and foreign experts to assess the economic potential of the liberated territories and establish areas with a comparative advantage. In this direction, joint relevant work is being carried out by the Institute of Economics of the Azerbaijan National Academy of Sciences and the Boston Consulting Group consulting company. To restore and reconstruct the liberated territories, integrate them into the country's economy, ensure sustainable and balanced development, achieve social well-being that meets high standards, the Ministry of Economy, taking into account the conclusions of the appropriate state structures, has prepared a draft state program for the restoration and sustainable development of the liberated territories of Azerbaijan for 2021-2025. State Committee on Urban Planning and Architecture launched a competition named Renewed Image of Ancient Karabakh. At the same time, the concept of urban planning and special planning documents of the Karabakh region are being prepared. Local and reputable international companies are involved in the rapid and coordinated work.
The first stage of the Renewed Image of Ancient Karabakh competition program, covering a number of villages and settlements of Karabakh, includes the architectural planning of Saranjanlı village of Ağdam, Horades village of Füzuli, Zar village of Kəlbəcər, Şəlvə village of Laçın, Böyük Mərcanlı village of Cəbrayıl, as well as Vodaferin settlement of Cəbrayıl. Architectural planning should reflect important settlement factors, such as decisive directions for future social, economic and technological development, links to national architectural traditions and possible integration of modern solutions, elevated artistic and aesthetic appearance, and improved quality of life, definition of environmental spatial solution.
yaşayış məntəqələrinin əsasən
The process of preparing master plans for settlement, especially cities, has also begun, under the relevant instructions of the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, we have started this process taking into account the greatest possible international experience. In most cases, even reputable international companies have been involved. Master plans of many cities are being prepared, and some are nearing completion. Today we are on the verge of starting the planning of villages, as well as the preparation of spatial planning documents for villages and settlements, said Chairman of the State Committee on Urban Planning and Architecture, Anar Guliyev. At the meeting of the Working Group on Urban Planning Issues established under the Coordination Headquarters, it was noted that within the framework of preparation of the region's general planning, borders of numerous villages and settlements were clarified. Identification of architectural planning solutions and future appearance of the settlements that remained under occupation for many years, especially based on the history of villages with largely populated territories. Authors of the projects can participate individually or in groups in the competition with a total prize fund of 60,000 monads. Those wishing to participate must register by July 15th. The projects must be submitted to the State Committee on Urban Planning and Architecture by July 31st. In accordance with the results to be announced on August 15th, 3 people selected by the jury will be awarded. The first place winner will receive 5,000 monads, the second place winner will receive 3,000 monads, the third place winner will receive 2,000 monads, and the winners will be awarded diplomas. Other participants will receive incentive prizes and participant certificates in order to carry out systematic and rapid reconstruction work in the liberated territories, as well as to ensure the close participation of architects, urbanists and designers in the urban planning process in Karabakh. The committee will implement competition programs covering other villages.
The delegation headed by the Speaker of the Milli Meclis, Sahiba Gafarov, visited the National Assembly of Hungary. The Chairman of the National Assembly, Laszlo Kovar, stressed that the groups acting in the parliaments of Hungary and Azerbaijan played a significant role in the development of strategic partnership between the two countries. Laszlo Kovar expressed his gratitude to Azerbaijan for the support of the Hungarian people during the pandemic. The Speaker of the Milli Meclis, Sahiba Gafarova, noted that reciprocal visits of the heads of state and signed documents have a special role in the development of our relations. Speaking about humanitarian ties, the Speaker reminded that the first Vice President of Azerbaijan, Mihriban Aliyev, was awarded the highest awards of Hungary for the development of these ties. In particular, it was noted that Hungary supports the right and fair position of Azerbaijan, including the period of the 44th day of the Patriotic War. It was brought to the attention that the war had already ended and Azerbaijan began large-scale work on the restoration and reconstruction of the liberated territories. The Speaker of the National Assembly thanked Hungary for its support on the Inama and clearing the occupied territories. 75 more cases of coronavirus infections have been recorded in Azerbaijan, while 56 people have been recovered and discharged from the hospital. 1 patient has died. The overall confirmed cases in Azerbaijan have reached 336,122, with 330,275 recoveries and 4,975 deaths. The number of active infections is 872. To detect infection cases, overall 3,758,131 tests have been conducted in Azerbaijan. The task force under the Cabinet of Ministers reported. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.